Welcome back to the channel Coins Collector. Everyone to the channel. It is always such a pleasure to have you here because today we are going to uncover the hidden story of a coin that might just take your breath away. Imagine holding something so small and ordinary, something you could have once used to buy a piece of candy, a soda, or a quick phone call, but in reality it is worth a life-changing fortune. I am talking about none other than the 1996 United States Liberty 1 dime. At first glance it may seem like just another dime that has slipped into your pocket change countless times before, but behind its humble silver appearance lies an extraordinary story filled with history, rarity, and value that reaches into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is more than just a coin, this is a symbol of American minting tradition, a snapshot of the nation in the mid-1990s, and a collector's dream that has skyrocketed into the headlines of numismatic treasures. Today we are going to dive deep, not just into the physical coin itself, but into the roots of its design, the mystery of its limited release, and why this tiny piece of metal is commanding market values that climb all the way up to an unbelievable $255,000 in today's collector circles. Let us rewind the clock a bit and set the stage. The dime has always held a special place in American currency. Since the Coinage Act of 1792, the dime, worth 10 cents, has been part of everyday life in the United States. Over the centuries it has carried many designs, from the early draped bust to the legendary barber dime, to the Mercury dime adored by collectors, and finally to the Roosevelt dime that has graced our pockets since 1946. By 1996, the nation was celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime, and the U.S. Mint prepared something unique. That year marked the release of a special edition dime struck at the West Point Mint with a W mint mark. These coins were not placed into everyday circulation but instead issued in limited numbers, tucked inside uncirculated and proof sets, making them highly sought after by those who knew the secret. Now, here is where the story turns from interesting to extraordinary. While millions of regular 1996 dimes were produced across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the West Point Mint dimes were produced in far smaller numbers. Many people did not even realize their significance at the time, and so very few pristine examples survived untouched. Over the years collectors began hunting for them, and as supplies tightened, the price began to climb. What once was worth only 10 cents is today considered a prize among U.S. coinage, a shining star in any collection, but the true jaw-dropping part is the value. In the open collector's market, the 1996 West Point Liberty 1 dime in top mint condition has stunned experts by reaching auction prices as high as $255,000. Think about that for a moment, a single dime, smaller than a button on your shirt, weighing less than 3 grams, holding a price tag higher than the cost of most luxury cars, homes, or even a college education. That is the magic of numismatics, the art and science of coin collecting, where rarity, condition, and history collide to transform pocket change into treasure. So as we continue through today's video, we are going to explore every angle of this legendary coin. We will break down how to identify the 1996 West Point Liberty 1 dime, why collectors are willing to pay so much, the historical background that makes it unique, and of course what you should look for if you happen to stumble across one in your own collection or even by pure luck in your change jar. Stay tuned because this is not just about coins, this is about uncovering hidden wealth, appreciating American history, and learning how something so small can hold a story so big. By the end of this journey you will never look at a dime the same way again, and who knows, you might just have a $255,000 piece of history hiding in plain sight. Today we are turning our attention to a seemingly ordinary piece of pocket change that carries an extraordinary story and a jaw-dropping value. The coin in focus is the 2001 Roosevelt dime, often referred to by collectors and historians as a true coin of liberty, and while most people would walk right past this little 10-cent piece without a second thought, the truth is that this particular coin is anything but ordinary. Imagine digging through your spare change or opening a forgotten coin jar in the back of a drawer only to discover a dime that does not just represent 10 cents but could actually carry the power to change your financial future. Because believe it or not, the 2001 Roosevelt dime has been documented in rare conditions to sell for as much as $65,000. Yes, you heard that right, $65,000 for a coin that many of us have seen and spent 1,000 times over without ever realizing its hidden potential. Now, before we dive into the history and The details. Let's set the stage. The Roosevelt dime first appeared in 1946, minted as a tribute to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who led America through both the Great Depression and World War II. He was also a champion of the March of Dimes, a national campaign that worked tirelessly to combat polio. The dime became a fitting tribute to his legacy, with his profile forever engraved in American coinage, and ever since then the dime has not just been a coin for daily exchange but a symbol of resilience, leadership, and liberty. The 2001 dime specifically was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and by all accounts it should be just another dime in the sea of hundreds of millions produced. But here is where things take a fascinating turn. Certain examples of the 2001 dime have displayed unique characteristics, minting errors, and pristine conditions that elevate them far beyond their face value. Collectors hunt for these rare survivors, and when one surfaces in top-grade condition certified by professional grading services, the bidding wars erupt and the price skyrockets. That is exactly why some of these rare dimes in uncirculated and near flawless state have been appraised and sold for as much as $65,000. Let us take a walk back through history for a moment. The year 2001 was significant for the United States, standing at the dawn of a new millennium and only months away from the tragic events of September 11th that would change the world forever. Every coin minted that year carries a piece of that history like a tiny time capsule in metal. The Philadelphia Mint struck billions of coins, but hidden among those were rare gems that would one day become legendary in the eyes of numismatics. The Roosevelt dime remained a symbol of liberty, justice, and perseverance, values that resonated more deeply than ever during that challenging period of American history. Now, when it comes to value in circulation, here is the fascinating part. To the everyday person, the dime is worth exactly 10 cents, but for the collector community, especially those who chase rare mint marks, special die strikes, and high-grade specimens, the 2001 Roosevelt dime is worth examining closely. Over the years, its value has steadily risen because of the growing demand for modern rarities and the decreasing availability of pristine examples once certified at the highest levels, such as MS-68 or above. This coin leaps from pocket change into the world of luxury collectibles, fetching prices that climb into the tens of thousands and culminating in that incredible market value of $65,000. So why exactly is this dime worth so much? The answer is a combination of rarity, condition, historical significance, and collector demand. Coins like these remind us that hidden treasures exist right in front of us, and that the smallest details can hold the greatest worth. A faint doubling on the lettering, a nearly perfect strike untouched by circulation, or a minting error can transform a dime into a treasure chest, and when collectors recognize this, the value soars. As of today, the market remains strong for high-grade 2001 Roosevelt dimes, and stories continue to surface of collectors who discovered these coins tucked away in collections or even in their everyday change. With the current market value pegged at $65,000, this coin stands as one of the most sought-after modern dimes and an icon in the realm of numismatics. So if you have a coin jar at home or a box of old change, it might be time to give those dimes a second look, because hidden among them just might be the 2001 Roosevelt dime, the coin of liberty that transforms ordinary money into extraordinary wealth.